Okay, students, welcome to week 3, part B, where I pick up on the rest of the lesson here. We're going to jump into transformational leadership and organizational culture. The book talks about, this is the organizational culture and climate book. Page 223 talks about transformational leaders. They make broad strategic decisions. These are the folks that are not real detailed, but man, they can get you to buy anything. They are very broad and sweeping in their strategic decision making, just not worried about the detail. This kind of person, you usually find them very charismatic. They know how to communicate their vision. They know how to sell people on it. They connect organizational success to those cultural values. Now, I use the word espouse. The text uses the word espouse to cultural values. It's the values that we talk about, not always the values that come through that are actually in an organization, but the espoused values. Transformational leaders are very good at connecting success to those cultural values, and they get people to buy into those values as well. And then the last thing that transformational leaders do really well is they identify and reward employees who exemplify desired cultural values. Transactional leaders, though, according to the text, they rely on those established rules that are already in place, the procedures are already there, those well-defined social norms. These are not the folks who are going to change it up a lot in your organization, but these are the folks who are going to get it done. Given a platform of a stable environment to work from, these folks make the organization run. They make it very effective. And they use extrinsic motivations, things like rewards and punishments, and that sort of thing. But it's based on this fact that employees think that they perceive the organization as being fair. Transformational leaders in this environment, they may not do so well, but transactional leaders, they do really well. So take a look at that figure 13.1 in the OCC book. It's on page 229. I've got a little assignment for you. You don't have to turn anything in. I just want you thinking and looking at it, okay? There are 4 types of culture shown in that figure 13.1. There's the clan, the hierarchy, the adhocracy, and the market. I want you to look at those, and the definitions of those are right there on that page 229. Find out which leadership style, transformational or transactional, works best in each of those cultures. And the answer is between pages 232 and 241. Culture and performance is what we're going to look at next, and then we'll be done. Okay, let's look at the research that's presented in chapter 12 again. And it talks about 15 different research studies. It's table 12.1. And here's what the research says. This is just a summary. This is on page 217. It says this: there's a contingency type relationship between culture performance and internal and external firm context. Now, let's just break that down a little bit. The other way to look at that statement is this: there's a connection between organizational culture, organizational performance, internal configuration, and the external marketplace. Okay? These things are all connected. Culture is tightly coupled or loosely coupled, depending on the research that you look at, to a number of factors, and some of which is even outside of the organization's own walls. There are things that impact our culture at work that have nothing to do with our policies, our procedures, and our leadership. It just happens to us because it's out in the marketplace, it's in society, and that sort of thing. So the point of this chapter is to recognize that there are a bunch of research studies out there in this book. There's 15 of them. I tell you, I looked through those research projects in that table and learned a lot. Okay, it's pretty well condensed research. I'd encourage you to go through it. Pick out 1 or 2 that are interesting to you and just kind of understand it. It's all right there on the page, not too hard to get to. Okay, that's it. I hope you got something out of these 2 video clips, part A, part B for week 3. And I will talk to you guys later. Contact me with questions.